We're so pleased to have a new Chief Technology Officer with us, Andy Forster. I want him to come up and talk about what's happening in lighting and graphics and what we're doing to stay relevant in tomorrow's world.
All right, good morning, everybody. I think I'm all that stands between you and cake and punch, so I'll try and keep this good, but keep it short. So there are big changes in technology. This is not a staid industry where we're still stamping out the same gray boxes we made 25 years ago. Not at all. When you look at lighting, let me show you something. This was the light bulb over that facsimile machine, right? This is the light source today. John showed you a little bit of this. This is a printed circuit board that's got LEDs on it. We'll have it up here if you guys want to take a look. You've heard all the buzz about LED, right? This is transforming the industry because now you've got electronics up there. Now if you want to integrate the controls in, which John talked about, we're going to, you got electronics up here already. In fact, it's changing the industry so much that the light fixtures have gone from being mechanical devices that you screwed a light bulb in to really being a box of electronics that's got a metal housing around it and a very different approach to it. And that's how it's changed our industry. You know what? Graphics is the same way. Next to that facsimile machine, you may have had some printed announcements up. And that's still important today, but this is graphics today, digital signage. And LSI has been a leader in both. Our sales of LED fixtures compared to the older style, light bulby kind of fixtures, we're leaders in the industry. We're way ahead of the big guys like Acuity and Cooper and everybody like that in terms of making that pivot. And we got into the digital signage business in 2002, and we're putting a lot more focus on going there. So, that's changing our approach to a lot of things. And to make sure that we adapt to these changes in the marketplace better than everybody else so that we grow faster than everybody else, Dennis is investing in developing new technologies and getting it out into the marketplace. Sometimes all that new stuff can kind of seem like magic. But, we'll walk around here in a minute, you'll see some of that magic. It's not magic to the people we've put in our own little corporate R&D team, where we took some of the best guys in the industry. You'll meet Mark and Kevin out there, and they've got some other counterparts, colleagues, and they're out there working this to figure out how to make it right for our customers and add value to them. We work closely with the divisions. So through the LSI business system, we're road mapping where products need to be 3 years, 5 years out. We're taking a look at what that means from a technology perspective so that we have technology ready to go into those products. And then we're reshaping all of the new product development processes so that we bring those products out in a timely manner. So let me talk just a little bit as I conclude here about what we're seeing out in the marketplace that's giving us those opportunities, creating change, which gives us the opportunity to adapt faster and be more competitive than some of our older competitors. On the lighting control side, as John said, it's code required now. When John and I got in this business 20 years ago in a different life, we had to upsell the value, which was there, but now it's required because of energy conservation needs. And there's other changes too. John mentioned that. It's got to go in the lighting fixture in the future rather than being separate little ceiling warts and stuff like that up there. So a lot of changes there, a lot of integration, a lot of use of the electronics in the fixture. Most of our big vertical customer groupings, quick serve restaurants, petro, convenience stores, retail, are rapidly moving into an environment where to be competitive in their markets, they have to entertain the shoppers when they come in. They have to make shopping a destination, not just be a warehouse where they have stuff at a good price on the shelf. And that's put us into this new world that people call retailtainment and omni-channel. Omni-channel means you're communicating with those customers as they come into the store in a lot of different ways. So instead of just having the print ad in the newspaper that fished them in, once they're in, the graphics that are up on the wall are changing, welcoming them maybe by name, or providing advertising content that's relevant to them for their age group and gender and things like that. And the other thing that's really changed is everybody's carrying around now a little device like this that was science fiction in the 60s on Star Trek, a little communicator thing here. And this is another channel to communicate to people in real time as they come into the store or even approach the store to lure them in. That's a pretty awesome little device. Now, the Internet of Things is the buzz everybody talks about. So this is the magic part, right? But it's really not magic to the guys that are working on the R&D team. Internet of Things really means sensors that are getting smaller and more capable. So John showed you that. They're buried under here. The new versus, there's the new. The old, big, new, more capable, much smaller, integrated into fixtures and going even smaller than this, right? Connected by networks. So 20 years ago, we didn't really have a network, right? You're talking about the old, you had that big parallel cable with the big honking, that was your network to one device, right? Now, everybody's connected by Wi-Fi, and everything's getting a lot smaller. One of the drivers here is we took radios from being these big monster things to being little tiny, that's a radio, way more capable than the old AM radio, of your childhood days, right? In fact, this device here has 4 radios in it. It's got the cell phone, it's got Wi-Fi, it's got Bluetooth, it's got near field on the Android phones. So we're maximizing those capabilities, and then we tie into what they call cloud-based computing, which big fancy word, but all it really means is instead of having to have big servers and stuff like that, on site, we connect by those networks, and the servers are all in a data center managed by Amazon or somebody else, and that's all happening in real time. So when you go out on the little tour out there, they'll be able to show you some things where we've got an app on the phone, listens to a beacon that's in the room that basically is communicating, I'm beacon such and such, here I am. In the background, this is the magic part, but this is what's really happening. The app is going out over the cell connection, cellular phone connection, or Wi-Fi, depending on how you got it hooked up, to the cloud. The cloud's sending down data that shows up on the digital signage right next to you that says, oh, I see you're a male and you're, in the 40-year-old age group. Bing, here's a nice Porsche you might like to buy. If you fell into a different demographic bin, it might not show you the Porsche. It might show you a new pair of shoes or something like that. So we're working on it. The future's bright. It's a lot of fun, and you're going to see a lot of good things. So I'm going to hand it back to Dennis, then we're going to go for a walk out there. What I would encourage you to do, now that I've told you a little bit about it, is ask how we're using sensors, where's the network connectivity, and where's the computers and all this. So just ask those questions as you circulate around.